My name is Alara. I am 22 years old and I live in San Diego, California. People think my life is simple, but the truth is, my heart still carries a question I can't escape. Why did he leave me? And maybe tonight, by telling you my story, you will understand the answer I never truly got. It all started a year ago, on a quiet evening by the beach. The waves crashed against the shore, and the sky was painted in colors that looked too beautiful to be real. That's when I met him, Damien. His smile felt like sunlight breaking through clouds, and his voice carried a warmth that made the cold ocean breeze feel soft. We weren't supposed to meet, not really. He was just passing by, headphones in, lost in his own world. But fate has a funny way of making strangers collide, doesn't it? I dropped my sketchbook in the sand, and he picked it up before the waves could steal it away. That was the first time our eyes locked. And maybe that's when my story truly began. From that moment, we became inseparable. Every day felt like a stolen chapter from a book I never wanted to end. We shared late-night talks, silly jokes, and dreams bigger than the world around us. He told me he wanted to travel, to see places his heart had only imagined, while I told him I wanted to paint the skies of every city we'd step into together. But happiness has a way of making you forget that storms exist. And one day, my storm arrived. I still remember the silence in his voice the night he came to my apartment. His hands were shaking, his eyes refusing to meet mine. He sat on the couch, staring at the floor, and said words that shattered me. "Ilara, I'm leaving." My heart stopped. I thought he meant leaving for a trip, for a week, maybe a month. But then he whispered it again, and this time his voice broke. "I'm leaving us." Why? That was the only word I could say. Why? He said he loved me. God, he said it like it was tearing him apart. But sometimes love isn't enough. He had dreams, he had demons, and he didn't want to trap me in the storm he was still fighting. He kissed my forehead one last time, and before I could even understand what was happening, the door closed behind him. And just like that, silence became louder than his laughter. Nights became longer without his voice. And my heart carried a question it still hasn't answered. Why did he leave when love was still alive? Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, and I searched for closure in the places we used to go, in the songs we used to sing, in the sketches I still keep hidden under my bed. And though I never found the answer, I discovered something else. Sometimes people leave not because they don't love you, but because they're still trying to love themselves. Sometimes walking away is their way of saving you from a storm they can't control. And maybe, just maybe, his leaving wasn't about losing me, it was about him finding himself. Do I still miss him? Every single day. Do I still wonder what could have been? Always. But I've learned that not every story is meant to have a happy ending. Some are meant to teach us strength, to remind us that even broken hearts can still keep beating. So, tonight, if you're listening and carrying your own heartbreak, I want you to remember sometimes their leaving isn't your fault. Sometimes their silence isn't your failure. Sometimes it's just life reminding us that people aren't ours to keep, They are only ours to cherish for the time they are given. And maybe one day I'll see him again, across another sunset by the ocean. Maybe he'll smile at me the way he once did, or maybe he will just be another memory I carry with me forever. But one thing I know for sure, I will never forget the question that changed my life. Why did he leave?